Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you guys are good. Welcome back to my channel. Today's pick a card reading is going to be what do you need to know for the remaining of August. So my lovelies, what I would like you to do is take a look at these 3 images and go towards the image that you feel most drawn to. If you have already chose your image, let's get straight into the tarot messages. I hope that you guys enjoy, and as always, everything will be timestamped in the comments below for you. Hello there, Pile 1. How's it going? I hope you guys are good. If you guys chose this image, let's get into your reading. I hope that you guys enjoy the messages, okay? Pile 1, what's going on, my lovelies? What do you need to know for the remaining of August? 4 of Swords, and we have the Moon, Cancer, Pisces energy here. So I do feel like your energy is going to be retreated. I don't feel like a lot of people are going to have access to your energy for the remaining of August. You may be recuperating, for some of you, illness, or just overall feeling quite drained, or you just want to contemplate about something. With the Moon, I feel like there's a lot of hidden feelings that you are not feeling comfortable to release. And it's because you want to contemplate more. You may have Pisces Moon. That's for someone. 4 of Cups. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. I feel like the more that you are contemplating about something, the more that you are realizing that something wasn't as it appeared to be, you know. The Moon can talk about intuition, deep emotions, yes, but it also can talk about illusions, you know. You have to dig deep in order to see what really is beneath the surface. And I feel like it's taken for your energy to be pulled out of an environment, no longer interacting with a person, whatever the case may be, where, well, that's what tends to happen, right? When we're no longer exchanging energy with that person or environment, and we have that alone time, this is when the downloads come in. And I want to say, trust your intuition, don't doubt it. You also may be having vivid dreams during this time. And for me as a reader, the Moon can talk about blind faith, you know. Yes, through a period of darkness, our intuition is telling us something, but that's the receipts in itself. Our intuition is guiding us. They are telling us something through a period of darkness. But if you allow fear and your emotions to come into play, this is where you start getting mixed messages and you're not trusting that inner guidance, okay? So it's kind of like, I know something's not right, but my intuition is telling me, and whatever that intuitive download is, believe it. All right. Now, if you have already discovered whatever that situation is that you wasn't seeing so clearly, this is where it may lead you into dwelling on that. Whatever you have discovered, all right. I feel like, Pile 1, something was presented to you that you may have felt like was going to be solidified. 3 of Pentacles is telling me that you felt that you could build on something long term. Pentacles are all about the 3D, but they do represent years, you know. So something that you thought that was going to be, like I said, solidified, not so. This is where it's caused disappointment. And I know it's a cliche saying, right? But if there's a rejection out of this, please see that as a blessing. Please see that as a blessing, you know. Because I feel like if you would have continued to build on this situation, it's like you would have been in this fantasy, this illusion for even longer. Let's put it that way. So it's kind of like seeing what was hidden, whether in the beginning stages, whatever the case may be, how long this situation has not been seen so clearly for you. It's a good thing that you see it now, okay, even though there's disappointment attached to it. Tell me more, please. 10 of Pentacles. You definitely thought like something was going to be long term here. Chariot, but it's redirecting you to be on the correct path now. Three of Swords. You could be quite hurt over this, as you would if you felt like something was real when it's not. Yeah. Seven of Cups to the Moon, not great. So I do feel like whether this is self-delusion or someone was presented some form of dream to you, or it could be pertaining to family. That's for some of you, whether you wanted to build a family with someone or you did and something was hidden all along. Some of you it's pertaining to property, generational wealth, legacy, family commitments, career, a company. It's going to differ, right? But I feel like overall, there was some form of fantasizing over this situation for a while, of, you know, this is where it's going to be in 3 to 10 years time, this is where I'm going to be, I'm going to be very successful. Or again, it's going to differ from part one to part one, whatever you thought was going to be the end goal and it's not. And this is where the healing has to now take place. Now, I don't see you actually just dwelling in these emotions and just, you know, sitting in it and letting it fester. No, I actually see you continuing to move forward. But as you're moving forward, rightfully so, with the Chariot, that talks about your determination and your willpower. And you need to have that determination, because with a Chariot, there will be obstacles and challenges away. Now, as and when then challenges come your way, you've got to ask yourself, do you feel that you have that determination to continue to push through? And this is where the you know, the illusions, the confusion feelings come into play. Or I can't see, so you may be concerned about your future. Where the fuck am I going? And this is where the blind faith comes in. You don't know. Sometimes we don't need to know the answers until we get to that destiny. Okay, so I want to say to you, continue to keep pushing forward, even though you don't have the answers in that moment. There's a lot of challenging energies for the remaining of August. So I want to say, be very kind to yourself and listen to your body when it's time to rest, or if you're resting too much, you know, it could be on the other end of the spectrum where some of you actually need to get in that Chariot and proceed to move forward, where you may be getting so lost up in your thoughts and these emotions where it's actually blocking you from where the divine wants to lead you to go next. You know, it's like they want to redirect you, but this is when your free will comes into play. So, two scenarios there, my honey. Let's continue. What do you need to know for the remaining of August? Knight of Swords. Three of Wands. It's kind of like the Magician. One more for that Magician. For the remaining of August, I do feel like you are going to be either the Three of Wands can talk about, you know, it can talk about foresight, period. I don't know if you're traveling a lot, or there could be something to do with astral travel. I really want to say pay attention to your dreams for the remaining of August and your intuition. And please don't try to tell yourself that you're crazy or gaslight yourself, okay? Or don't allow anyone to do that to you. Okay, especially if you are discovering that something wasn't real, and then someone may be trying to cut in to tell you that no, it was real. No, I'm here to tell you, no, it was a lie all along. All right. But anyway, the Three of Wands can talk about waiting, you know, waiting for expansion, growth. So this is what you may be discovering, that the more that you were waiting, the more that maybe someone was feeding that illusion, like, no, it's going to come, it's going to come. That was the illusion in itself that you are going to discover. And I feel like if you are going to address that, I would say, I mean, you can do as you please, right? Because you're an adult and we have a powerful thing called free will. But I feel like if you address it with this person, they will respond by being aggressive. Yeah. They will not give you the answers that you want to hear because this is someone who has created this illusion all along. And so I want to say pick your battles. Um, Knight of Swords is someone who will act on impulse. Once they have that thought in their mind, they're running with it. So maybe it's going to take for you to have that downtime, and then it's like ping, it's really giving like an Ace of Swords energy where you may have an epiphany, a download. Maybe it could be your first download. That's for some of you, and it's like, what the fuck is that? So, or maybe you are someone who is used to receiving a lot of downloads, but I feel like the divine is going to be assisting you in your dream state or when you're on your own, contemplating, meditating, even. And this is when everything is going to be revealed to you. And then this is where you're going to possibly want to act on it, question it, speak your truth. And this is where the divine is saying, especially if there's manipulation involved, confusion, illusion, and someone tends to be quite skilled doing this, they're not going to show their hand. And so this is where the divine is like, I just want you to take control of your destiny and follow the signs and synchronicities and move over here instead of just staying in this environment where you want to seek answers, even though you are deserving of those answers. But I feel like the divine is going to handle that. It's kind of like the divine wants to get you out of the way so then they can handle that situation that was presented to you. Because also the chariot talks about leaving things behind, and what you may have to leave behind is whatever this impulsive thoughts or this need to address something. Okay. Nine of Cups, this is where you will be more fulfilled. 10 of Wands, and we have the Knight of Wands. I feel like there's a lot of unfairness in this situation where it's like you feel that you've been left to your own devices. Like you're the one who's carrying the weight of this outcome here. For some of you, it could lead you to indulge a lot due to this heavy feeling. So be mindful of indulging for the remaining of August and acting on impulse. That's for someone, okay? The Emperor. If you have been doing that, I see you taking control of that. Maybe you've been doing it prior to August. For some of you, this situation has been in place for years, 3 to 8 years. That's for some of you. Others of you coming up to a year. Everyone's duration is going to be different, right? But I feel like how you were handling this situation was, like I said, indulging, I'm fine, and you wasn't fine. It was your way of coping. You had a coping mechanism in place, all right? And I feel like your higher self is going to be telling you it's time to now really heal, or it's time to now open up to new possibilities, get things more in order, take control, reclaim your power back, focusing on being more stabilized. The Emperor is all about responsibility, stability. Some of you may need an emotional release, whether it's crying it out, that's for someone. Yeah, some of you, I feel like you have been blocking out your emotions. Yeah, thank you. 5 of Cups. Oh, honey, what is this? I don't know, this is pertaining to a father figure that passed away. That's for some of you. I'm sending my condolences, or a mother figure. You take it as it resonates. Or overall you're in the Emperor energy where it's like you've had to just continue to keep it pushing and not really assessing what is going on internally. There's a lot of things that's been going on internally, and the Emperor is not someone that's about feelings. Like I said, they're all about responsibility, stability, structure. They've got to make decisions for themselves and people around them, community. So it's kind of like you may have felt like, I haven't even got time. I haven't got time to address this situation about how I feel. I've just got to continue to move forward, And while spirit can understand that, it's very important that you release this disappointment, whatever that is for you. But one thing I do know that it's quite upsetting. But what comes out of it is discernment. You now have that mental clarity. You now know that you need to gather facts more before making either quick decisions or jumping into things too quickly. Whether it's fact checking, going through the fine print, there's just something about facts here and logic that I feel like when it comes to your future decision making, you will be looking through every nook and cranny I'm hearing in my head. Nine of Wands to the Judgment. Now, this is where it comes into don't be so cautious where you end up just not trusting anyone or anything, where you end up creating that shield. Nine of Wands, Seven of Wands, that's a lot. There's an awakening for the remaining of this month, right? So I do feel that you could be awakened to something that happened in the past. Maybe at the time, with all these illusions in place, it wasn't shown to you. Now, with the King of Swords, it could be that someone comes in with the truth who make you see something where you then go back on that situation in the past and it's like, oh my God, I was blinded to this whole situation all along. Maybe it's taken for someone who, I don't know, this is a professional, a speaker, or like I said, you could be in the King of Swords where you go from Knight into the King, where you are spending so much time on your own that the divine makes you have this awakening. Okay. But overall, this awakening makes you feel more on guard, as you would. As you would, right? If something you felt was real all along and it's not, you are going to feel not really so trusting to that person or that environment. Now, for some of you, it could be of the fact that you're still in that environment and having this epiphany as you are going to work every day or seeing your friends, your family, in a relationship. It's going to differ. Others of you, you're long gone with that Chariot there. Um, but either way, Spirit is wanting you to really be more logical about this, because I do feel with that moon there has been a lot of suppressed feelings attached to this. And what happens when we suppress our feelings? It's eventually going to come to the surface. Okay, so I do feel like it could be a bit of triggering time as you have these realizations. If you are going to have a conversation with someone, Spirit is definitely saying to shut that communication down instantly. Say what you need to say and done. Don't get caught up in a fight or this back and forth situation where you feel like this person is challenging you and you're challenging them, because it's kind of like there will be no resolution because this person is already guarded. And I did touch on that, didn't I, about someone addressing this situation impulsively. Now, if that takes place, then yeah, I do see that this person is going to be projecting. Yeah, there'll be some form of projections. And so it's kind of like Spirit wants you to be in a situation, okay, bet, I will never fuck with you again. You've led me to this awakening, and this is what I'm not going to repeat in my future. Well, that's ideally how the divine wants you to handle this situation. Don't be judgmental of yourself either. But I do feel like there was some form of karma that you had to clear out in this situation, and you've cleared it out. But going forward, when it comes to your test, because we never stop being tested, it's all about balancing head over heart. Yes, being logical and discerning, but not to the point of where you're so logical, where you're not bringing in intuition, emotions. You've got to find that balance in between. Because I do feel like for some of you, it's created some form of fear and trust issues out of it. And that's something that you're going to have to continue to work on, which I don't feel like it's going to be an overnight thing, and it never is, especially if someone's broken your trust. It's going to take time for you to, whether you are going to want to rebuild the trust with this person. Judgment can talk about forgiveness. um, if someone is asking for your forgiveness in a situation, yes, forgive, release, but forgiveness never equals reconciliation. I'm just saying. So that's for someone if someone is asking for your forgiveness. But I feel like, based on what this situation is, how can you ask for someone's forgiveness if you still have projections in place and illusions? So I'm not really understanding that. And this is where your discernment comes into play. Or again, this has already happened. If someone asked for your forgiveness, you revisited that situation that was meant to go that way, because you were meant to be presented with that lesson, so then you would have your awakening. And so don't be so critical of yourself, like, oh my gosh, I gave that situation a second chance and really I should have had my guards up. But it is what it is now, and this is where the divine just wants you to take control of other things and not focus so much on what you should have done at the time. It could be a case of where shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and it's like, you can't do that because the past is the past now. And try to release that idea and thought of whatever that means for you, because there's wisdom attached to it now. Okay. All right, my honeys, that's what I have for you. I've got Aries, I've got Scorpio, I've got Sagittarius, I've got Pisces, Cancer, heavy Cancer in this reading, Leo, Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Yeah. Yeah. All right, honeys, all the best. Bye bye. Hello there, pal two. How's it going? I hope you guys are good. If you guys chose this image, let's get into your reading. I hope that you guys enjoy the messages, okay? Some of these messages will resonate with you. Pal two. What's going on with you guys for the remaining of August? King of Swords. Ooh wee. Ace of Swords. Wow, the intellect, the mind on point, honey. I could be talking to someone who has a strong gift of discernment. You could be reading a lot as well, signing up to a course. That's for some of you. If you've been expecting some form of truth and clarity, waiting on a decision from a judge, something to do with an outcome of a professional here, a manager, a supervisor, or someone to make a decision on you, the answer is yes. Okay. I feel like you're going to be quite happy once you receive this truth. Tell me more though. The Queen of Cups, and we have the High Priestess. There's a lot of chess moves being made behind the scenes here. Part two, I feel like there's someone that has a strategy in place here, where this is someone who wants some form of answer from you, but they may want it in an indirect way. This is someone who may want to come towards you for a reading, or overall they may want to question something. They need some form of clarity of what is it that you know. Okay, with that Queen of Cups to the High Priestess, this is someone who knows that you have some form of information, like you're bang on the money, but I feel like they need further clarity from you. And instead of them asking you directly, they may go like an indirect way. What's the strategy? Yeah, thank you. Seven of Swords. Queen of Swords, they may be working with someone else doing this, another feminine, whether it's two people that work, two people that have the same role in a job. So whether it's like two people that work in analytics, or two speakers, it's kind of like two people working against you. It could be that these two people are each other's exes as well. That's another energy coming through. But these are two people that are very manipulative, I would say. And they are trying to hide a truth that you know. Tell me more, please. The devil. Be careful with this, okay? Because I feel like these people are trying to cause a trap for you where you will take the flak and be blamed for something. It's like using you as a scapegoat for their shady, manipulative ways. But they're not in your energy. You know, so it's really giving that they want to have further conversations with you or get a reading if it's something to do with a reader in this reading, or I don't know. There's just something about these people that want to have a conversation with you or get closer to you in a sense of where you can then take the blame for something. I don't like this. Don't like this at all. With the justice, this could be someone that you have a karmic contract with, a marriage contract, a job contract. But the devil does talk about an entrapment. And I really do feel like they're trying to make it out that your gifts are not real, like you're crazy. I don't know if someone's trying to make it out that you're psychotic here, like you're, because I just heard sociopath in my head. I don't know if you heard that bib in the background. So I don't know if someone's trying to have a strategy here to make you get assessed for some form of mental health. That's a very, very specific message, because the Queen of Cups is like a nurse, a doctor, and we do have two professionals here. So that's for someone in this reading, or that's the strategy, you know, them wanting to go at all lengths to set you up in a sense, so then you don't continue to express yourself, do healing work. It's like someone wants to gatekeep your spiritual gifts here. I'm getting that strongly. So for the remaining of August, and I'm hearing after, if someone is wanting to come towards you to apologize to you, to have a conversation with you, the answer is no. I would actually get someone involved, whether it's getting a lawyer involved, a professional, a mediator. There needs to be someone in the room that is going to witness this conversation. Okay. There's a betrayal in this situation. Seven of Cups. There's a lot of confusion around this because you have foresight. Someone is confused. How did you know something and something happened in the past? Maybe something was taken away from you. That's for someone in this reading. Or two people were exchanging energy with each other in the shadows, and that was the illusion in itself, that they thought that no one would see it. Maybe someone was traveling in secret, and that was the betrayal in itself, or something was owed to you, and they didn't mention this to you. There's definitely secrets in this situation. If someone's trying to tempt you or lure you into something, it's a no. There's a dirty offer in this reading, okay? If someone wants you to stay in a contract, no. It's like they want to bind you in a contract. Or again, if someone is coming across like they're truthful, they're honest, they're being honest with you about something, there's still secrets. There's still secrets, and they know that you can pick up on this energy here, and this is where they're trying to work against you. But when it comes to this energy, you'll always be one step ahead. Always. And they know that. Hence why they want to get closer to you. It's kind of like, if I can't work against you, let me work with you. And it's kind of like insulting your gifts, your intelligence at this point. I don't like this. Tell me more, please. Ace of Cups. Six of Swords. Death. Page of Pentacles. Pile two. I don't know what it is to do with this triangulation. That's what it's really given here with these three court cards. Like I said, we got a counterpart and then we got the Queen of Cups, but there's something about your energy that needs to be out the way in order for this counterpart to move forward. That's what it's really given, because in between these two people here, we have the Ace of Cups, right? There's a shared feeling here that they want to explore, but it's not something that they can do in the open, especially if you know what it is that they are wanting to hit off the ground here. I'm definitely talking to a psychic medium in this reading, and you don't have to be someone who pulls cards. I just feel like you're someone who has a strong intuition. This could even be in your bloodline. Temperance. I don't know if this is something pertaining to money for some of you or a child. This is what I'm saying, Hangman. It's like they're trying to sacrifice you in some form of way. They're willing to make the necessary sacrifices, so then you will take the blame for something, or you will receive little out of something here. Could be a Sagittarius, a Pisces, or a Capricorn, or a Scorpio that's doing this. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or you may have those signs in your chart. Ace of Cups. I feel like someone or a group, sorry, like I said, two people have been working against you with that. Yeah, they've been taking impulsive actions here, wanting you to walk away from something that you planted a seed. I don't know if you have a spiritual business, or again, I did pick up that, you guys have been seeking knowledge in some form of way, reading a lot of books, obtaining a qualification. There's definitely something to do with intellect here. People are quite threatened of someone wants to silence you basically, or they don't want you to continue with this personal goal or whatever you are investing in. And so in order for you to no longer grow, or for you to not receive an offer, to receive your abundance, they're willing to sacrifice your new beginning, your abundance, your finances, etc., so then they can still have their role, their job role, or their secret still hidden, and they can still proceed in their new beginning. Absolutely not. No. This reading's starting to get me a bit Tell me more about this Knight of Wands, please. Wheel of Fortune. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like they've been trying to block fate, mess with fate here with their actions. Page of Cups. What's this Page of Cups about? The Lovers. It could be that someone was hiding another lover. That could be someone doesn't want to be seen as a cheater, but that's who you are, so you got to own that, and you're not going to be making someone else take the flat for that because they see you for your cheating ways. That's what it is. What do you need to know for the remainder of August? Someone feels uncomfortable because you can see right through them, or you can see that they now want to come towards you and tell you that you are their favorite lover. Or if it's nothing to do with love, I feel like overall the goal was that someone wanted to get really close to you, to bond and vibe with you. They were in a hurry. They had no practical plan in place. Knight of Wands who is someone who acts first, they think later. And this is where someone is caught up now. They're stuck. So where they wanted to get you caught up and your energy stagnant and you questioning your intuition, it's kind of like they're back to the drawing board here. And now they're to and froing whether they should come in again and shapeshift. Just stay away, whoever this person is, and just deal with the karma that you have to deal with. Like, what on earth is this? I'm not so sure here, my lovelies, but I feel like someone definitely wants to make an offer to you, and the answer is no. They're even toing and throwing how they even present themselves. They want to look innocent now. So after doing all this grimy shit behind the scenes with that Page of Cups, they want to come towards you and apologize, or for you to still see them in an innocent way where you will then take this offer or befriend you in some form of way. King of Pentacles, I see work doing really well for you. If someone was forcing you to leave a workplace or not wanting you to continue to invest in something personally, whatever, right? I don't see that happening. If anything, I see things improving where you're going to be even more busy. We have a counterpart. We have two counterparts. We got a King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, wait, yeah. So if someone is coming towards you, trying to match your energy, whether in a partnership, someone wants to be a partner up with you, someone that may have a similar role to you in a job, or someone wants you to show them your skills, or someone is now wanting to be responsible, reliable, provide, protect. If it's romantically, this is an absolute liberty. If someone wanted to open up their heart to someone over here, that didn't work out, and so now they want to come towards you because they see that you've bossed up or you've leveled up financially, or they're working behind the scenes to get in this King or Queen Pentacles energy so they can show you, like, I have a successful business as well, I've been working on myself as well. And this is where they want to make a love gesture to you. Meanwhile, they've already done that behind the scenes. But I feel like with that Queen of Cups, you have peeped game, and this is where they're still trying to work out a way that you will, I feel like it's quite ignorant where they're just, oh yeah, let's just give it time. It will be collectives distant memory, literally a distant memory, and it's like, really, you feel like the truth is just going to fade away in someone's mind and they're just going to forget this and just, yeah, we can be friends again, or you can be my business partner again, or we can be lovers again, whatever the case may be. But they are not so sure. They're not so sure. So the fact that they're indecisive and they're quite nervous to come towards you, that just reveals everything that your intuition was telling you from the get-go. Because I really do feel for some of you, someone was trying to have two connections at once. It's, well, yeah, juggling. Another energy that you need to know is like someone was juggling two situations. The Queen to the King of Swords is telling me that if this person was not in communication with someone, or the communication was quite cold and frosty, then this is where this person would then communicate to you, So I don't know if there's something to do with someone leaving you in the lurch. Their communication was a bit on and off, and then out of nowhere they would reappear. That's another energy coming through, but the answer is no. The answer is no. I really do feel like they're trying to mirror your energy, whoever this person is. Ace of Pentacles. Money's going to be doing really well, guys. King of Wands. Four of Swords. And we have the Five of Cups. What's the Five of Cups about, please? Nine of Cups. I feel like a better offer is going to come to you after this situation here. It's going to leave someone dwelling on this because they see that you are still proceeding with confidence. Like something that was meant to knock your confidence, or something about someone wanting you to dim your light or you be behind the scenes. If anything, you showed up. You showed yourself more. You were stepping more in your power. So everything that someone wanted you to be, it was actually making you respond in the opposite way. And this is where someone is now dwelling over things based on their indulgences, their selfish ways. And it's like you're not really crying for the right reasons. You're just crying of the fact that now your image is being affected where you feel like you need to hide yourself. So someone's in hiding now. Someone is in hiding, which would make sense because the Page of Cups is someone who's quite shy, reserved, timid. It's kind of like someone doesn't know how to respond because they're used to shape shifting. That's what it's really giving here, guys. It's kind of like if I can't put on an act and make you sign that deal, or make you stay in this job, or believe that I have good intentions of being the bestest friend you've ever had, or the best lover, then forget it. I'm not going to come towards you. Because the King of Wands is someone who is a leader, you know. They have a vision, a strong vision that they're passionate about, and they will take the lead when they are confident that that vision is going to take off, and they're not so confident that it will run with you. I do feel like someone was quite threatened of your confidence and how much money you make as well. Yeah. Someone didn't like the fact that you was in the spotlight. Someone didn't like the fact that you were standing in your power, growing, maturing, stepping into your creativity here. The fact that you were liked, you were receiving a lot of compliments, and I still see that continuing. So I feel like someone has been driven to shut things down like curtains, and it's like, no, you're the one who's going to be experiencing curtains. So someone is distancing themselves, and you're going to know. You've known all along, though. So this is what I'm saying. I feel like this whole situation is coming to an end. There's a lot of things that has been taking place behind the scenes. Like they know that you know, and it's like, what did you really get out of this except of draining yourself out and then portraying to others in public, that you're a noble person and you're a good leader. And it's like so much fakeness. So overall, for the remaining of August, someone is knowing that they can't fake the funk with you no more. They can't come with these different faces. And they're definitely not going to pile their karma onto you, whether it's finessing their way into your life so then you would take on their karma, or like I said, making the necessary sacrifices so then you will be the scapegoat. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We have the Hermit and the Three of Swords. Someone is in a period of darkness and isolation where they should be. Some of you, this is in an institution with that Hierophant there. Or overall, someone is isolating themselves because you are someone who is divinely guided, and you've been divinely guided to a betrayal here. You've been divinely guided to everything, and I feel like someone knows that, hence why they've been trying to strategize to question more about your intuitive gifts, or overall get close to you so then you would question your intuition. And I feel like you have known every single step of the way of what they were trying to do or hit off the ground, and like I said, it's just made them feel a bit depleted here. So if you are someone who works in the public eye, or you have a good role within an institution, expect a lot of people to come towards you asking for advice and something to do with your wisdom and your counsel here. Again, world cycles are ending, and it's going to leave someone in a period of worry and concerns, in self-protection mode here, because this is someone who was trying to, again, triangulate you in some form of way, or they were working with someone, and they didn't want you to know about that. That's what they were trying to guard you, or guard themselves away, or redirect you from knowing that. But again, Six of Wands here, there's definitely something to do with social media, I'm getting. Someone could be watching you on social media and quite stressed and anxious over this, like the fact that, say for instance your profile hasn't been taken down. If someone was trying to take your profile down, maybe they were doing something repetitively, like say for instance reporting videos, cyber stalking, cyber bullying, Again, I am really getting that 2 people up to 3 were doing this, right? Online business, or again, if you work in an institution, or you have some form of recognition, or someone didn't want you to be promoted, to be seen. And I've been getting this throughout this whole reading. The star, what do stars do? They shine bright. Someone didn't want you to be seen, or they didn't want you to heal, or they didn't want you to receive the accomplishments that you are deserving of. They didn't want you to complete a cycle. And now it's like turning into, their worst nightmare is coming into their reality, and they're going to have to watch the show. They're going to have to watch you shine bright. There is nothing that they can do or say to stop this, because this is your destiny. What God has planned for you is going to go that way. Someone has a God complex in this reading here, and this is where, now that they have accepted that they can't shut you down, dim your light, or whatever they were trying to do, after all this, they're trying to make some form of offer to you, or act like they've, that's quite dangerous, that you do all of this behind the scenes, and you want to come in like, hi, how are you? Long time. Really? Jog on, whoever you are. What on earth, guys? But yeah, I see for the remainder of August, feeling very inspired and positive, and recognition. Something about recognition, compliments, and people feeling drawn to you. I feel like that energy has always been there, but it's going to be even more heightened. It's really giving that everything that this person was not wanting for you, you're now going to get that energy even more heightened tenfold, for the fact that they were playing with fate. And this is where I feel like this person is now going to be experiencing unforeseen changes here. It's like this person is going to be humbled by the divine. Yep. Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Taurus, heavy Taurus in this reading. We have Gemini, fixed energy, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Pisces, Scorpio, Libra, heavy Libra as well. Capricorn, heavy Pisces. Yeah, and that's it. Aquarius at the bottom of the deck with a star. All right, honeys, all the best. Bye-bye. Hello there, Palfrey. How's it going? I hope you guys are well. If you guys chose this image, let's get into your reading. I hope that you guys enjoy the messages, okay? Palfrey, what's going on with you guys for the remaining of August? 10 of Wands. You may be finding it hard to, I wouldn't say maintain, but things are just becoming too much for you. Like, you are someone who takes on your responsibilities very well, but oppression, burdens, when you carry that for a very long time, it can affect you energetically. Page of Cups. Maybe there is someone in this reading who needs to have an emotional release as well, or someone towards you. You take it as it resonates, but I feel like someone needs to get something off their chest, basically. Someone needs to express themselves and send a message, but they're choosing to hold on to the burden. And if this is you, you are being advised to just send a bloody message. Or cross watcher. All right, let's keep going. 7 of Swords. And we have the 3 of Wands. Yes, someone's running away from just expressing themselves to you, or again, you to this person, and just waiting. What are they waiting for? I feel like this could be the other person at a distance. So someone is waiting for someone to pull up the courage, to have the bollocks to just express themselves. And then whilst the other one is waiting on that person to be confident and stand on business, it then makes the other one go, it has the opposite effect, where someone's confidence and strength then intimidates that person, where they go in their shell and then they don't express themselves at all. So someone's intimidated in this reading by your confidence, or you to this person. The Devil. Death. Judgment. Pile three, I don't know who's bloody who. You can figure that out, right? But the energies are telling me for the remaining of August, like someone is being awakened to this tight grip that they have on something, whether it's their mindset, their ego. Um, Someone doesn't know how to master their emotions. They've been operating from pride and ego, okay? And I feel like with that three of wands, there has been some form of energies that have come in to make someone have that awakening that it's not okay, you know. And I feel like whilst they have that awakening, they know that they need to apologize for it, but instead of them apologizing, it's like they're running away from their dark side, you know. It's like they're running away from being judged. And you know, imagine standing in front of, like, in the middle of a stage and you've got everyone watching you. You are going to feel a sense of embarrassment, and I don't know where that's going. Maybe someone wants to do the right thing, but it's kind of like in that moment they're going to have to humble themselves, where you will be in that position to judge them or vice versa. And it's kind of like someone has, they're stuck between both worlds, because as much as they are wanting to transform and change, they know that they can't fully go through that transition until they correct things and face judgment. It's going to take a lot of courage for this person to do this, but fear is getting in the way here. Tell me more, please. The Wheel of Fortune. Four of Cups. Fate is blocking this until someone does the right thing. Again, whether this is you or this person. And I can see why, because there's one person who has been open to change. They've demonstrated to the divine that they have learned the karmic lessons. They're not going to be stuck on repeat. Hence why they're now on top of the wheel. And then the other one is feeling the repercussions of their egotistical ways, where they're going through oppression. It's kind of like someone has been their own worst enemy, escaping, doing the inner work, and then wanting an apology without transitioning and demonstrating to the divine. So the divine's like, you can't cheat your way out of this. I can see that you genuinely want to apologize to pile three, or you to this person. Again, take it as it resonates, but it's like you can't expect for someone to show you compassion and forgiveness if you are not putting in the work to change. Because I'm talking to someone in this reading who is not that person that they used to be of the past. They're long gone. And then that other person has just still been stuck on repeat, making further poor choices. Now they fucked around and found out, because the devil has come to collect. They've done something out of ego as well, which they're trying to duck and dive and shy away from. And it's like, no, time is up. The same way the person who's on top of the wheel, who had to face their karma and their judgments, the same goes with the other person. It's just that their judgments took later on, after you. That's just how it goes, right? There's consequences in life, whether we make good or bad decisions. And I feel like someone hasn't even started doing the work. Let's see. Nine of Wands. Instead, they're having a chip on their shoulder and being guarded. Nine of Cups. Very indulgent. Someone's been indulging a lot. Hangman in the reverse. Yeah. Not seeing the bigger picture. Nine of Pentacles. You, however, honey, or this other person, crosswatcher. Like I said, I don't know who's bloody who. One person is going to be thriving in August. Someone's quite jealous of that. So, this is what I'm getting for the remaining of August. There is someone in your energy that is at a distance, pile three, who has been watching your success. They've been feeling quite out of sorts over it, you know, seeing you change, seeing you thrive, seeing you do better without them. Your light has been shining and irritating their demons. And how they have been responding to their shadow side is by acting from a place of jealousy and envy, which they now feel guilty over. And instead of them seeing your achievements as, an inspiration, they saw it as a sense of where your light was attacking them in some form of way. Meanwhile, you're just in your own lane doing your own thing. Someone took something way too personally here. Your success, you thriving, as an attack on them. And it's like someone got way too lost in the source, but they're seeing that now. They're seeing that, the devil to the strength, goodness, that's really unhealthy. That's really unhealthy. It's kind of like someone was expecting some form of recognition, attention, and all these blessings without doing the work. That's not how life works. You've put in the work. Again, you've demonstrated Nine of Pentacles is someone who puts in the work. And I really do feel with that Four of Cups, all this stems from because you rejected this person, or again, this person rejected you. And I can see why you rejected this person, because they weren't willing to change. And when you left them, they still weren't putting in the work. If someone wants something, people change when they want to. If you want to thrive, if you want to succeed, if you really want something badly, you will go at all lengths, the distance to go and get it. So that speaks volumes. If this person really wanted you in their life, but not only just for you, for themselves, it always starts with self, right? If this person really wanted to have a better life, to have all these achievements, they would have done the inner work, done what they had to do, and face that shadow side of whatever it is that keep triggering them. Okay. But what blocks this person is they don't like looking at self. They project, they deflect, they seek outside of them. And I don't feel like this person, it's like for the remaining of August, they are going to be discovering that everything that they've been projecting on you is how they feel, which clearly that's how projection works, but accepting it. And I forgot what I was going to bloody say now. This is someone who has just been missing you all along, but they've just been responding in a really unhealthy way, being quite emotionally immature, especially how they express themselves, whether to you directly. I don't know if there's something to do with numbers being blocked here. Um, there's a boundary in place. Someone didn't like your boundaries. And so this is where it triggered their ego. And then they started responding in a place of jealousy, saying things that were quite emotionally immature. You were mirroring to this person what they had to fix. And instead of them fixing it, they responded in an unhealthy way. They mirrored to you, but then you responded by healing, thriving, being in your North Node. You understood the assignment, and we're all built differently, right? But I do feel like it's taken for this person to make further poor choices toward you, outside of you, where it's like, finally, they get it. It's like the ancestors like, really, did we really have to go through all of this? The 9 of Wands, the 10 of Wands for you to get, pick up the call. Oh, this is you. But overall, there's someone that you have a lot of love for, but you've had to give them tough love and love them from a distance, turn your back on them. It's like, no, I can't have you in my life. I love you. I care about you, but I can't have you in my life if you're in devil energy. And I agree. I agree. And this person didn't like that. They didn't like the decision making that you was keeping that boundary in place. And they definitely didn't like the fact that you left them. They got left, and then you were thriving after and receiving all these accomplishments. And they have to be held accountable for that. But here they are, Four of Swords, in hiding, contemplating, wanted to take action, but you've inspired this person. Or again, someone's done this towards you guys. I'm not going to keep saying that, flip the roles if need be, but overall, there is someone in this reading who is now going to be maturing, taking control, acting their age, and being more in control, their impulsivity, and very passionate individual. But my goodness gracious, I don't know, guys. This is someone who's working behind the scenes right now, getting things in order and taking action in the correct way, channeling their energy in a positive way. Forward talks about healing. So finally, this person is accepting that they need to heal. They need to reflect more before they take action. They need to be more in control of their desires, their passions, their actions, understanding that, the emperor is someone who's very responsible. And you've got to be responsible and what's the word? Considerate of your actions. Your actions can have a big impact on people. This person may see you as someone like you don't care, you're not bothered. And I feel like I'm talking to someone who is sensitive with that Queen of Cups there. But I feel like their ways and these lessons that you've experienced with this person, it's really built character. It's made you more stronger. It's made you more stand on business to this person and just in general. And that's what they mirror to you, to be more in tune with your emotions, self-love, self-care, see that you are lovable. Don't just give your cup to any Tom, Dick, and Harry who's not going to appreciate it. And I feel like this person got away with too much, this person. And it's like they thought that they could just continue to run with this narrative, but they get it now. They get it now. Are they there? Not all the way. No. But at least they're starting somewhere. The Empress. So this is someone who wants to be matching your energy. This is your counterpart. And I feel like what's been blocking this person is not being listening to their intuition. They've been seeking counsel, watching too many tarot readings with that high priestess in the reverse, or asking their mum or their dad for advice, or whoever these people. They've been seeking outside of them, not trusting their own judgment, which has then making them. But it's now been revealed to this person that they need to go down a new pathway of stability, security. They're ready to create abundance now. And I don't feel like they're doing it just so they can match your energy. That's part of it. But they know that, the way that they're doing things, it's getting a bit old now. It's time to pattern up. It's time to start maturing. It's time to look to the future. So this is someone who is having a money mindset or trying to obtain some form of stability behind the scenes. What else do you need to know behind for the remaining of August, my honey? The Hermit, Eight of Swords, the Fool. If someone comes towards you, the answer is no, okay? They may be trying to escape the dark night of the soul, and I get it, right? The dark night of the soul is a really shitty time. If you are someone who is wanting to escape your shadow side, spirit is saying do not resist that urge. You may be climbing up the walls, but if you escape it, it just means that you're delaying your journey at the end of the day. If someone wants to come towards you, no, they need to sit with themselves longer. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like they start digging deep, assessing things, and then they get caught up in their head over it. And the divine is trying to lead this person the right way, but they're not bloody listening because they let their fears. Maybe this is someone who thinks a lot, and I feel like their community as well keeps distracting them. Something that keeps going on in their bloody community where they're just running around, prancing around like twats. So I don't know, what is that about? Tower. Yeah, they're gonna fuck around and find out. So then they go from Emperor back into the King of Wands. So what do you need to know in August? Unfortunately, if this is you, this is a warning. Remain patterning up because you could end up regressing and back to the drawing board, and you will definitely find out with that Tower there. If this is someone that you are connected to that that makes poor decisions, they were on the right track, but they potentially could escape isolation, and then things will blow up even further. What happens after that? Then they fully see it, the sun. So maybe they need to experience that. I really do feel like whoever you are connected to really puts themselves through so many, I mean, so many lessons to get there. Two of Pentacles, the Hierophant, then the spiritual lesson is learned. So yeah, I feel like overall, pile three, there's someone that you have a lot of love for, that you've had to just, you know, pray on it, possibly with that Hierophant there. Love this person from a distance, like I said, leaving it be, literally let be, let God. This is something that's out of your control. And whilst you are obtaining a lot of abundance for the remaining of August, which I feel is going to go, something about your spiritual gifts that are going to be heightened for the remaining of this month as well. Look out for that. I see you also obtaining money in the comfort of your home if you are someone who has a side hustle. I heard something about opening up a bank account, so that's for someone having opening up their first business account. But whilst things are going really well for you and the divine is leading you um, the route of abundance, and you feeling really good within yourself, there's something to do with empowerment here, strong and feminine energy here. There's a lot of compassion that you're showing to yourself and others. Really comfortable, really, really comfortable. This is someone who's potentially going to go through another one more lesson. I really do feel like it's one more lesson here, and this is where they are going to change their belief system. That's what it is. It's their belief system that has been blocking them. The Lovers. Meanwhile, I feel like there could be someone coming in for you in August. If it's not in August, it's coming. And the offer is there if you want it. Could be a Gemini. Someone who's very stable, very, very, very stable. So overall, for some of you, like I said, it could be in August. Some of you not so. I don't really like doing predictions, especially when we got fate there, you know, with the Wheel of Fortune. But overall, what I see happening is that your counterpart is taking a while, and then in between, I feel like, say for instance, if this is your twin flame, there could be a soulmate that's coming in that I feel is going to be your everything. I'm hearing this is someone who's going to provide, protect, really treat you well. And I feel like you're going to be very content with that person. I do. It's kind of like it's going to make you see. I just heard in my head that some of you may see it as this whole twin flame is bullshit, or it's kind of like, if you do believe in twin flame, yeah, whatever. That don't mean that my love life stops, and it shouldn't, because twin flames ain't about the other person anyway, period. It's about your spiritual pathway, your growth. You mirror each other of what you need to work on, and I feel like you're both eventually going to get there, but this person will always be behind you, whereas then you've got someone who's already established, you know, that is coming equipped, knows what they want, grounded, you know. They're gonna roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty, help you with gardening, cooking and cleaning, everything, you know. I mean, this is compatible, earth and water, you know. So it doesn't have to be earth and water, but there's just something about you really complement each other. Absolutely, with that Six of Pentacles and the Lovers. But the only thing is that you guys need to get more out there with that Six of Wands. Show yourself more, because rightfully so, that person can't be presented to you. Okay. Seven of Cups, and we have the Justice. I see something about opportunities coming your way as well. Could be pertaining to work, contracts. If there's anything to do with signing contracts, please make sure that you look through that thoroughly. Okay. The Star, the Ace of Swords, and that's the truth, what I just said about contract. Yeah, if it's something to do with a dream job, or there's something about a job being offered to you, or something to do with a payback of money. I don't know if you've been waiting on something, like some form of money being owed to you. The Emperor can talk about a judge as well. So if it's pertaining to work for some of you, or you waiting on a call back from a job, the answer is yes, the job is yours. If it's something pertaining to your role, you've been waiting to see if you're going to get someone's position. I don't know, someone's leaving the job and you're going to end up filling that person's old job, then yes, the answer is yes. Or something to do with you waiting on money from a father figure, or waiting for a judge to make a decision on a payout. The answer is yes. And it's kind of like you're going to feel so relieved, especially if you've been waiting on a third party, um, who is in control, like I said, whether a judge, someone of authority, to make that final decision so that you can receive what you are deserving of. I see that happening. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. I don't know what that's about. You've been on this long journey. I feel like for some of you, you've been in a job where there's no room for you to progress. Someone is a control freak and they like to give their orders and then slow you down in the next breath. I see that you are going to be offered something elsewhere, and this is where you're going to be able to really shine bright. Someone's not been wanting you to evolve, ascend, and grow. And so the answer is yes. If you're currently feeling stuck in a rut in a job from now until the remaining of August, yes, now's the time to assess that situation. Start talking to agencies, different employers, because it's kind of like the offer's there, but your free will has to come into play where you take action. Okay. Or again, if someone has been diligently assessing things, looking through paperwork and everything to do with making a final say on a big lump sum of money, I see that you are going to get a positive outcome out of that. That's what I that's what I have here. All right, Marnies. If you are currently working on something or committing to a new path, please be patient with yourself as well. Because you may feel inspired, but you may feel like, is that star following me? And yes, it is. It's just that it's going to take a while for you to see the results, all right? Especially if you've just recently taken action and got some form of plan in order. It's like you're now executing that plan, but it's kind of like, okay, I wasn't expecting it to go this slow. And Spirit's like, well, nothing's ever fast moving. And if it is, would you really want it to be that fast moving anyway? You know, you've got to explore the trials, the errors, learn in between so that it builds character with that Emperor. So that's for someone if you are exploring something on your own independently, okay? All right, let's continue with the signs: Aries, Libra, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Gemini, Pisces, Taurus, Leo again, Aries, Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Hermit, Virgo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Heavy Scorpio. All right, my lovelies. Bye bye.